What's going on, boys? My name is Sid, but I'm on the wrong game summit. I did come platinum last time. I got 4,670. I'm just gonna collect these rewards quick, even though they mean nothing to me. I mean, the legend points are nice, but everything else is completely useless, really. But instead, I want to quickly look over here. Are all of these Street 2? Yeah. Oh, there's one Street 1. No! Oh, that's terrible. Well, I'm on a different platform today. I have the cross-platform progression that takes you from one version of the game to the other version of the game with keeping every single thing. In fact, it keeps all your parts, it keeps all the cars customized, it even keeps your crew credits in this game when you take it from one platform to another. If I go over here, you can see I finally got a Nitro Chemist Street set. But I don't have Street 1. I didn't know I needed Street 1. I was looking forward to beasting that next summit. But we're not going to be on this summit. We're going to be on this summit. Yes, because today is the return of the rarest vehicle in the game. And it's one of the last vehicles I don't own. You can see, on top of owning every single thing in the Crew Motorfest, this one I can go to collect right now because I haven't got it yet. These two I own in Motorfest. I'm just not bothered to do the story in the Crew 2. This one comes out very soon. I'll explain, right? I'm about to be able to get every single one of these cars. But first, let's head over and get the Ford and get over to the summit, because the reward for this one, every single car that comes out now, the next one is technically going to be the rarest in the game temporarily. That's just how this is going to work now for a little bit until we get to more cars that have reran, which now that we're this late into summit cars with all of them coming back in order, not a lot of them have reran. Oh. Right, there we go, the Ford GT Ruby Edition, which I do not care for in the slightest. Instead, I do like that drag set, though. Don't get me wrong. That drag set, I'm gonna go collect that drag set now, because I need to make sure I have that drag set. This is a insanely good set. Here we go. I didn't know you could see this thing already. There we are. That Mazda Turbo Outline Edition looks very, very cool. Looks straight out of, like, Unbound or something. That thing is very sick. I've seen a bunch of Outline cars in the real world as well recently, going to a bunch of car meets. That thing, I will definitely be trying to get. This one will absolutely probably be doing for that topper, because that's a pretty cool topper. They're just reran summits, but with some different rewards, because this exact same rewards. Here we go, though. This is a brought back summit. It's got some things different, I imagine, but it's still the pole position summit, a summit that I didn't get the platinum of. In fact, I didn't get the next 3, that being this, the Rubicon, and the Rift, but I'm gonna be getting all of those vehicles again, but not in the same ways. I'm gonna be getting them from all different types of places. Now, a bit of a throwback, because obviously Alpha GP being the everything spec in the Crew Motorfest, in the Crew 2, it's not actually the everything spec. No, for skills, we're better off using Rally Raid, stuff like this thing over here, with the performance, these sets right here. They're still the best in the Crew 2, mostly because they're boosted parts. I think there was a boosted, I do not recognize that, what? I don't recognize that sign. I've never seen that sign before. I've played this game for 5,000 hours. What are you talking about? I've never seen that sign before. Am I going crazy? I have no memory of that sign. I know there's a really weird thing to randomly latch onto. I'm like a puppy looking at a squirrel, but like I don't recognize that sign. Also, yeah, here you can see I'm doing this. There was a hypercar boosted set for skills, and everyone uses hypercar now because that was the big thing making the difference. But this thing is still very good at handling, and it's got like a pretty alright pace. In the Crew Motorfest though, it's all about Alpha GP. Like, it is all about Alpha GP. In fact, I should have checked what the skills were for next summit so that I can pre-plan if I need to get an Alpha GP set as well. I've got like a week to get Street 1 Nitro Chem, which I don't think I'm gonna manage in the slightest. But hopefully my Street 2 Nitro Chem set will compensate for that, so I can come very, very high in that summit. Next, we've got aerobatics, and you know what? Crew 2 summits, they're pretty alright, they're pretty alright. It is kind of unfortunate that, like, there's not the cross-platform, right? Like, in the Crew Motorfest, the cross-platform is very much appreciated, because I can just switch over. I can switch my PlayStation 5 to my bed, because I normally play on PC, right? Everything I've unlocked, PC. But I can then switch my PlayStation 5 over to my bed, and then go and lay in bed on a TV playing Motorfest. And it's incredibly, incredibly chill. I love it. And that cross-platform is very nice, but it's the vice versa that I like. It's the fact that I can then mainly play on PC. I can't play the Crew 2 on PC. And that annoys me, honestly. Okay, these are so much more controllable planes than Motorfest that I'm not used to it. And with aerobatics, the trick is that it's always, if you're even slightly good, you can get a perfect score. I could go through this again and get a perfect score because I did pretty okay. So, always try and go for a perfect score. Parts are like the parts that you saw in the Hummer. If you saw the Hummer parts, they're basically like those. Right, escape time. You know what? We're like 3 weeks away from... Oh, what is this one? I think I recognize this one. Oh, here? No, the other way. We got 3 weeks left of the current update in Motorfest, and then we're gonna finally see what the next generation of Motorfest of Crew 2 updates look like. Was I saying Motorfest? I meant Crew 2. We get to see what the next generation of Crew 2 updates will look like after this next coming 3 weeks. Because that's when we'll see Season 10 without a motor pass. What are they going to add? I don't expect it to be anything. Honestly, all I expect is maybe some rickety licenses, but I wouldn't even be surprised if it was no new cars. Maybe. All I'm expecting is like, hey, here's all the summits this update. Here's all of the motor pass cars that are returning. And that be the entire totality of the new Crew 2 updates. I think I'm supposed to... Oh, I went too early. Okay, not here, but I am supposed to ditch the road at some point. What am I supposed to do? Oh, do I still have memory of how to do this one? Honestly, if I do have this much memory on how to do certain skills in the Crew 2, I'd say that's almost impressive. Oh, don't block my way. Don't block my way. Okay, good. There we go. We're doing good so far. Right. Okay, and then I'm supposed to, like, NOS through here? Was it? Yeah? Until oh, that's annoying. I'm fairly certain you're supposed to jump over the river and get to the highway. I'll show you if it works. Okay, I think you're supposed to take the jump, which, okay, yeah, that works. And then the highway, and then I think once you actually get onto the highway, which isn't gonna let me, there we go. Am I gone free? I think you just go too fast for the... You go way too fast for the zone. Please, speed. I need to lose the zone. It's in the bottom right. I am not going to be able to do that because I'm not using a wheel, which is the best way to actually play drag. Yeah, there's no way I'm making it past this little area here. Damn, that sucks. Okay, so I'm essentially being screwed over because I'm not playing wheel. Oh, well. Is that still pretty far? That seems pretty far to me. 126,000 is fine, okay? It's fine. I know I really need this platinum because it's one of the 3 vehicles that I don't own in this game. But, I mean, that's a solidified platinum, okay? That's a definite platinum. Now we're in touring, but specifically touring bikes. We're supposed to be in the Ninja H2. I'm gonna assume it's the new one. Do I not... Why is this not fully recalibrated? Oh, God. Old Crew 2 recalibrating. Oh, wow. Oh. I only just realized that they've swapped around which one is the new one and which one is just the same one but with a different thing. That, and it feels so much more sluggish than the Crew Motorfest one. Even though the Crew Motorfest one has its own stuttering issues. It does. But this one also just feels so slow. It feels sluggish for sure. But I've been doing a lot of recalibrating in the Crew Motorfest, so it's almost nostalgic to be back here doing this. Oh, and look how quickly the price has gone up. We're already spending 16,000 per in the Crew Motorfest. Price does not change. It stays a specific price every time. There we go. I'm trying out this set. I don't know. I feel like this does something better than... It definitely should be 3 extra pump and then 4 pure, but I'm not bothered to recalibrate that much. Instead, I'm just going to head over here and find out. So that's the H2. What is the other one? Okay, that one's got its own big old name. So it is this one. There we go. And also, look how quickly I switched my parts there. Thank you, the Crew 2. One-click part switch? Damn, I wonder what game could learn from having one button to switch parts. I wonder. I wonder. God damn it. Oh, we're doing a stage, though. That's cool. Oh, this is cool. Like, it actually feels like a GP race. This is nice. Well, I don't really know if MotoGP does, like, street circuits. I know they do the proper races, though. There was never any, like, proper MotoGP races in the Crew 2. And that was always annoying. Also, oh my god, the bike physics. Oh my god, the bike physics. Oh, they're so much better. Honestly, I feel like just because I've been playing the Crew Motorfest and I've had to struggle with the bike so much, I should realistically be better with the bikes now, because the level of downgrade that the bikes are in Motorfest is insane. And I'm now back on the upgrade, so I should be doing much, much better. Slam brakes, there we go. Now we're just finishing off the stage. In fact, I'd actually enjoy being in first person here, because the bikes actually handle properly at all. They don't just understeer immensely. I've always thought lean angle, the setting I've gone with instead, it helps a lot with, oh, well, leaning tighter. And I think it also makes your forward lean deeper. So what I felt is that I think you go faster leaning forward. Like, you gain more speed leaning forward than you would from just leaning forward regularly. Okay, that was completely on me. That was just me being a muppet. This is actually really enjoyable, though. But obviously, Motorfest could learn from this, because Motorfest bike physics are terrible. Oh, Gwen! Oh my god, Gwen! Gwen's lost her mind. Gwen's marbles have gone. What even? Wilson, you see what happened to Gwen? Oh, god damn it. Wilson, you threw me off. Incredibly enjoyable track. Incredibly enjoyable bike. I'm loving this, honestly. As long as there's no, like, endurance race in this summit, you know. Look, they're one of the few things that I haven't even done on hard and ace like I have with every other event in the game, because I just cannot be bothered. They're just way too much to do. 122,000, I think that is pretty good. Next, we're in the forced vehicle. There's nothing really we can do other than icon points. If you want to remember putting on your icon points. We're doing a Forsberg track this time. Okay. It's a Forsberg and not Frosberg, thankfully. So it's just a regular race. This should be enjoyable, to be fair. And it's the power track, the one bike that I've barely ever ridden. I've only ever been able to test drive this bike, because I just don't own it. It was around a time where I wasn't able to access my PlayStation. I'd moved, I didn't have my PlayStation, I didn't get it for a very long time. 3 months, because I missed 3 Summit cars. I missed this thing, and then I missed the Rubicon, and then I also missed the Rift Edition. Which, again, I will explain how I'm going to be getting all those back, right? So, the Rubicon is the next one I'm going to be getting back. This I'm going to be getting back here, thankfully, the power track. The Rubicon I'm going to be getting back over in the Crew Motorfest, because it's the main stage reward for next main stage. The Red Fury is this current reward, but the Rubicon is the next one. Meaning I'm finally going to have the Rubicon edition instead from the Crew Motorfest. A car that I've wanted for ages and ages. In fact, out of all of them, I probably wanted the Rift and the Rubicon way more than this thing. This thing's whatever. It was the only bike summit vehicle for a while, but it's not even that anymore. It was the only touring car summit vehicle for a while, but it's not that anymore. Now it's just a miscellaneous power track, which is basically just a livery on the original version of the bike. This that you can't remove. This whole bike is just a livery for a summit vehicle, which I'm gonna have after this Rubicon at next main stage. And if you remember my video where I explained why this is the rarest vehicle in the game, I also explained the order now, like what vehicles are to come next. It goes Rubicon and then Rift Edition, or maybe even Rift and then Rubicon. That might be likely. So I'm gonna have the next summit vehicle, the last summit vehicle that I'm missing, within the next, I want to say, month. 2 months, because November's right around the corner. That's when we get the next summit, the next update, and that's where I find out when the Rift is coming back, you know, because it's the next on the list. Assuming that they are still bringing back every single summit car the way they were previously, that is. I will say the bikes are so satisfying in this game compared to Motorfest. Like, I'm actually enjoying riding these bikes. They have trustable angles. They don't understeer insanely. Like, taking any turn like I'm turning right now, I'd end up in the wall consistently. Even right here, going that slow, round that turn, I would have ended up in the wall. Bikes are so much more enjoyable here than they are in Motorfest. It is insane how much better they are here. There we go. That was a pretty enjoyable run as well. There we are. Oh, my dash turned off there for a second. 122,000. Pretty good. I feel like I'm going to be recording a while for this summit, honestly. So far, it's been taking a while. Hang on. No restrictions? So the Countach. So, yeah. So the Countach. Now I finally got parts on the Countach. There we go. And they are the boosted parts that I own as well. What a bad way of, like, they've not committed to the theme at all there. Like, sure, what, they expect me to go, oh, well, it's bike themed. I guess I'll use a bike. I guess. No, I'm going to use the best vehicle in the spec. You know, Motorfest does that a bit better. I don't know if we've had a no restrictions on Motorfest yet, but Motorfest will do a much better job of making the restrictions mean something. I call back to that American pop culture one because it was just such a cool way of doing it. All of them were restrictions, and they had the Jurassic Park ones with other SUVs through forests in the Jeep. Then they had, I forget what the DeLorean was in a one with a bunch of old school cars from the movies, like older school cars. And then the Mustang Boss being from John Wick. You're the only Mustang Boss, obviously, the only type of car like that. And the rest of the people you're racing were henchmen. Like, blacked out bikes and blacked out SUVs and stuff like that. That was a cool way of doing American pop culture, because they actually dedicate to the theme. They're not dedicated to the theme here. They're just sort of like, you know, sure, some of them are bikes, but the rest of them do whatever. This event could be in any summit ever. And I just go, yeah, probably, yeah, sure. They commit a lot more to the bit, to the theme in the Crew Motorfest, and I'll give them that. Okay, now car handling, you could argue better. I'd just argue go-karts, right? They're like the bikes. They're just sort of so glued, so zippy, no understeer really, just perfect turning every turn. Unrealistic. I definitely prefer Motorfest car physics. I'd say car physics are the best thing, and then every single other bit of physics have just been terrible. They have been utterly terrible. Bikes, planes, boats, quad bike, any single vehicle type that isn't a car has bad physics and downgrade physics. By far. No surprise, that's exactly what's happening with another no restrictions, because we're just using the same boosted Nitrochem set, not on a bike this time, on the Saleen S7R. Notably, I must say, if I was paying real close attention, I would argue isn't a bike, so, you know, immersion ruined. But it is also the best. See, you can see here, everyone's in bikes here, but it's like, so what? So what? I'm not, and I'm not going to be. Oh, ow. There we go. They at least restrict everything to, like, Japanese, right? American. They will still restrict a little bit. This one, they haven't even bothered with just bike restriction for all of the other events, the street event. Because you'd own a bike. It can't be that annoying. I don't know. I just don't like the way the summit is done. I do think the summit is an all-around improvement in the Crew Motorfest. You don't have to do specific events for awards. You can just do 3 events, you get a reward, 3 events, you get a reward, 3 events, you get a reward, and then the 100K. This one, you get the rewards on specific events. Often they'll make the best rewards behind the cars that are worth millions, so you have to buy that, and then you can get some meh reward, right? Just not the best way of doing that. I think I like the aesthetic of the summit now. I like the look of it. All around improvement, I am on. But when I'm here to get the rarest car in the rarest vehicle in the game, you know, there's only one thing I can do, and that's suck it up. Suck it up and do the whole summit. Thankfully, unlike Motorfest yet, parts are much over a massive advantage. Having the parts that I have is doing wonders for my runs, because I've got the fully maxed out, and obviously I'm getting very close to having that in the Crew Motorfest as well. Like I said, I've got that Nitro Chemist Street set. I'm very close to a skilled Alpha GP set. I'm gonna have to grind for a Street 1 parts set and then a Nitro set. Oh, hey Gwen, I see you're doing better than you were previously. Don't mind me, Bianca, Wilson, Gwen. Don't worry, Gwen, I won't tell anyone about how you definitely got off the rocker a little bit, a bit kooky, a bit off the wagon, Gwen. Okay, look, I'm not gonna tell anyone. Okay, a crisis like that should be helped and then looked away from. Gwen. There we go. What have we got? 127,000. That is also very, very good. 110k to about 120k, maybe more, is always the best for the crew too. Crew Motorfest haven't really gauged what that is yet, what that area of, okay, this is a good run is yet. Also, that looks pretty damn cool. I like the... you know what? Motorfest isn't doing that, right? Motorfest is just... They just changed the M in the background, right? This feels a lot more visceral, you know? Like, that's cool. That's my car in an arcade with a decently well-designed vibe for this update. I don't know. Much cooler way of doing the pause menu there. It feels pretty damn cool. Let's take the parts off the Ninja and instead put them on the Ducati, once we find the Ducati, that is. Oh, another very nice one. Oh, don't tell me this is endurance, though. Don't tell me this is where they chucked in the endurance secretly. But I am gonna enjoy this event. Here we go. The percentage is going up way too quick, so it doesn't look like it'll be endurance. But it's the New York Cities event, again, against a bunch of bikes, and with the much, much better bike physics. Okay, whoa, 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 whoa. That was, I feel like I slid there. That was not what I was expecting. Okay. There we go, we're good, we're good. Okay, this thing's brakes are very not good, so I need to remember to actually try and brake. That would be nice. There we go, that's much better. We'll find out around this turn. Okay, see, now I'm over-braking, because I was already going way into that turn before I was supposed to be. No endurance, good. Although I am enjoying this race, not a lot to say about it. It's just another quite nice MotoGP style event, which is fun to do, and it's fun to experience bikes that actually handle, honestly. Oh, hey, Bianca, how you doing? How's Gwen doing, by the way? No reason, just wondering how Gwen's doing. Also, Bianca, be careful all the way back there, you know? Be careful. I'm ramming into the back of you. It's not safe. It's not safe at all. I mean, I've seen some MotoGP events. They go pretty crazy when crashing's involved, so let's be safer, all right? Let's be safer, Bianca. Let's follow the regulations and the rules. There we go, though. That is... Was that second to last? That was second to last. So now we're in the S1000R doing an Alpha GP. I imagine it'll just be a cities event. S1000R, that sounds like a BMW. Is that what that is? I think that's what that is. Let's take the parts. Let's find the Beamer. And let's... It feels weird calling a motorcycle a Beamer. When I say Beamer, I just think, like, generic sedan. There you go. Yeah, it was this thing. Sweet. Oh, it's a USB Tour City. This is gonna be boring. This is gonna be boring, is what this is gonna be. Alpha GP USB Tour Cities is just turns that a bike could make blindfolded and going in a straight line endlessly. Especially this event specifically. This is about to be just straight line, constant top speed. Yeah, this one's not gonna be very fun. What a flaccid ending to this event. I mean, it's nice that they're swapping out events in the summit. What a bad ending to this summit, actually. Because it's the events, I like that they're swapping them out because this is an old school summit. These events were not in the game during this summit, but instead they've actually adapted the summit, right? They have changed the summit to cater to the brand new events that they have. But this still, it doesn't negate that this just kind of bad, you know, it's just bad because this is a bad event. It's still nice that they shift around the summits though. It keeps it a bit fresh, I suppose. To be fair, it's almost kind of nice in first person as well because it's like you're just speeding, right? The sense of speed in this game is better than Motorfest, so I actually feel like I'm going quick around some of these turns, so that's quite nice. It's nice to just pelt it down a road with a track layout on it, going really fast, feeling like I'm going really fast, feeling like I'm like testing a brand new bike I just bought or something, you know? It's nice. I like it. It's just, there's caveats, but I definitely actually am enjoying this more than I expected to. And you know what? I'm finally gonna be able to own all except 2 cars instead of all except 3. And then soon I'll be able to own all except 1 car by the end of, I think it's only 2 weeks now, because the next summit's the last summit of this main stage. So in 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, depending on how long it takes me to get to that level and everything, I'm gonna own every single car except the Rift Edition, and then it's just a matter of waiting for the release of Season 10 of this game, of The Crew 2, getting the Rift Edition, and maybe the Rift Edition comes back in the Hoonigan update before it does in the Crew 2. I doubt it, though. I don't know why the Rift Edition would be a car to come back. But I could see it. Oh, whoa, that was a really hard turn to make. And then I own everything. Everything, finally. I own everything. And there we go. And one of those things that I now want to have and can get at the end of this week is the Power Track Edition. Which if I spin around, there we go. 1, 4, 5. Very good. One of the best points I've gotten for the whole thing. That might just be like a high scoring event. Damn. There we go. 112th. I am never falling out of top 11,000 platinum there. Then we got to come back for this. I do want this topper as well. Smoking tires, I can skip. I can skip smoking tires. But everything before that, oh, it's vanity there. I forget they put vanities as these rewards as well. Yeah, I need to maybe keep up with that. There we go. Mazda RX-7 Turbo Outline. And this one done. And that one's sick. And that was going to be very, very sick, actually. Cannot wait for that. Power Track. I can't wait to bloody... I'm going to own this vehicle finally. Yes. Well, thank you to popular members. Especially thanks to famous members. And an insane thank you to star members. Danimal the Manimal, Grim Pepper, and Extreme Speed. And an insane thank you to Icon members, Extreme Speed again, and HK. That's gonna be about it for me, boys. Make sure you do the summit so you too can unlock the Power Track Edition, the current rarest bike in the game, the current rarest vehicle in the game. In a bit.